Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot wait to show you this layout that I created using the June 2024 Shimmerz Paints Colors Kits Collections. I use the pattern paper kit, which you see right there. I totally gutted some papers. I use the color kits as well as the bonus bundle. I jumped right into this probably because I lost like a second of footage there, but I went ahead and gutted 2 pieces of paper and I grabbed a piece of white cardstock. I think it's like mixed media cardstock. I'm not sure. Because I wanted to create some kind of design really showing off these paints. Now, I broke up my color kits into a couple of different families. I'm so trying to protect my desk right now. Bear with me. And I was like, you know what? Let me come up with a bit of a diagonal design. So I went right in and I grabbed, like maybe, gosh, it's just a little less than a 1/2 inch wide paintbrush, and I just started freehand painting in some hearts. Now, I like to use packaging because I don't want to have to clean up any more than I possibly have to. And I'm going to go right in with this gorgeous color. It is bright, it is happy, it is cheerful. Guys, I will have the blog link below where you can see some really nice close-ups of these colors as well as this layout. Now I cut my paper to 11.25 by 11.25, which gave me enough room for a double mat. What you see here is me very simply going on a bit of a diagonal and just creating some fun little hearts, the kind of vibe like the early 80s. So at this point, I'm just showing you close up what this looks like. Now I'm going to have to set it aside to dry, which is incredibly difficult for me because I love to just jump right in. But before I set this aside to dry, I'm going to create some splatty bits. So I'm taking each of my colors, adding just a little bit of water to it, and creating splatters over the wet paint. Now this is nothing momentous. I fully understand that. But it does fill in some of the space and it looks so pretty to have each of the colors mixed into the other paint colors. So yeah, simple trick, but it is ever so effective. So what else can I tell you guys? Okay, the photo I'm using was from my daughter's bridal shower. Her theme was petals and prosecco. She had this gorgeous flower bar where the people got to grab a vase off of their table. And then they got to go over to the flower bar and create a nice little bouquet to take home. It was so pretty. Is there anything else to tell you? Oh, and there was like a mimosa bar with 6 different juices, including this lavender, kind of a simple syrup lavender kind of thing that was super pretty. And you popped your little berries in there and it looked fancy. So I know it's not that exciting, but I just thought I'd give you a little background about how well it went. We had it at a local place that was like the perfect size. It was, it was at a golf course, but it had this whole like up north, like Aspen kind of vibe to it. So it was rather pretty. And we had a few of the boys there. We had Nick and his brother. We had my son, my husband, and my daughter's 2 stepfathers. So it totally worked for this because, they were such a wonderful help to load all the stuff back into all of the cars. So way too much information about the event, but sometimes people ask, so I thought I would just jump in to give you guys all of the fun details. I went ahead and used a scrap of white cardstock to mat my photo. I tend to do that just because I like a nice little line around the photo. It kind of pops it off the page. And I know I want to use some of these cut apart tags that were included in the paper kit. So I'm just kind of moving them around. I know it's a bit of a faffing it around a little bit, trying to decide the what's what. Now, this word joy, it's in the ephemera pack. And do you guys know that the ephemera packs are cut out for us now? So you can just get right to it. Anywho, I like how much of a pop of I guess like bold graphic design it is off of this relatively pretty and soft background. So I'm going to try to find a little bit more of that deep black. But guys, look at this mousy. Oh, look at that sweet little mousy. It's so cute. And the mousy has flowers, so that's also working. Now, in the photo, you see one of the gifts that they received, and it reads, "Welcome" to their last name. And now that is up on their door, which I think is, or not on their door, it's up on their new house, which I think is super awesome. Okay, what else to tell you guys? I have, oh, this pop of yellow I'm pulling out. I was like, gosh, those are pretty. They look kind of like black-eyed Susans or daisies or something like that. So I thought that might be rather fun to bring in some of the bright yellow color. Of course, I want to bring in the pinks and all that kind of stuff. Quite frankly, anytime there's any florals whatsoever, I want to just use all of them. So sometimes I have to make myself look at some of the other elements. Now I decided to bring in another sweet little mousy because there are two of them in the photo. So in my world, that totally works. So we've got some good traction. I mean, already I'm like, this is just so darn pretty. Now we've got these little cloth daisy flowers in here. And I started off with thinking I wanted to put them on the diagonal, but spoiler alert, they will not remain that way. They are going to be tucked into the clusters so that the paintwork is more of a background, but the clusters are going to be the full star of the show. So a little bit of faffing around. Now I will, of course, have everything popped up on dimensional adhesive and all that kind of thing because, you know, that's totally my jam. All right, guys, so I've got my pieces stuck down. I did like this little sentiment, and what I decided to do, and I know it's going to look so slow, but I've got to leave some of the footage in here, is I decided to split it apart, and I'm going to pop it up on just a little bit of foam adhesive. It's just sweet, and it's a sweet little sentiment, and it's got the black and white without being uber bold like the title, so it's not pulling your eye too far away from it. It's just adding to this whole photo cluster. Now, let's jump in and get a few of these little sequin bits popped around the layout. I think they are so darn pretty. I did add just a little bit of twine from my stash to have it do a nice little twirly twirl around my layout, you know, tucking the ends in, gluing it down, all of that. Now guys, look at that shine off of this mixed media. It is gorgeous and engaging and oh so pretty and absolutely perfect to document this special day with my girl. I hope you like what I came up with, and guys, I'm going to have links for the blog down below so you can see everything that the Facebook group is up to the website so you can get your hands on these kits, of course, as well as the Facebook group. So you can come join in, show us what you're creating. And guys, I will see you ever so soon with another video. Bye for now, friends.